Hello and welcome to the Student Voice. I'm Andrew Cavett, and I'm here with Travis Kilgore, bassist of the Scarlet Love Conspiracy. Travis, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Andrew, thank you for having me here. Ordinarily, as you said earlier, I'm the bassist in a 5-piece rock and roll band called the Scarlet Love Conspiracy, based out of Chattanooga here, and we play originals and covers and music that we like and that we hope people like.
Well, can you play a little bit of that?
Yeah, sure. This is a song called Well Whiskey, and it was written by a friend of mine named Kyle McKillop, who, in my considered opinion, is probably the best songwriter in Chattanooga. And I used to cover it about 7 years ago in an acoustic band that I was in. And a few months back, I messaged him and asked him if he minded if the Scarlet Love Conspiracy gave it the once over. And he wrote back not only to say that he wanted us to do it, but he asked us to write a bridge. So my favorite song from my favorite co-writer or songwriter, you know, went from a cover to a co-write, which was really nice. So, yeah, this is Well Whiskey.
I've been drinking well whiskey for the past 2 hours. I hear once you hit the bottom, the only way to go is up. And I am rolling my cigarettes with raw tobacco. For my papers, I've got the Gospel of John. And I hear, boy, this night will bury you alive. I've been drinking well whiskey for the past 5 hours. I've got holes in my pockets where my money's burned straight through. And I am scraping the signatures off the bar top, finally seeing that most of them are mine. Most of them are mine. They're all mine. And I hear, boy, this night will bury you alive. And I hear, boy, this night will bury you alive. Gonna soak my soul till the sun comes up, drown the memories of all the things I could have done, should have done, would have done, I wish I'd done, I haven't done, I've never done. I've been drinking well whiskey so long I can't remember. I just watch the room as it spins around the floor, and the only thing I notice is the strangers as they leave. They all lean over and whisper in my ear, boy, you could have been so much more. Boy, this night will bury you alive. And I hear, boy, this night will bury you alive.
Well, thank you. It's a little more interesting with the full band and solos and, you know, keyboards and drums and backing vocals.
Sounded great on acoustic.
Well, thank you.
What got you into performing?
As cheesy as it sounds, I guess I was born for it, because as a kid, unless my mouth was actively otherwise engaged, going, pow, pow, you know, or vroom vroom with a car or talking to a friend, I was always singing. Going from point A to point B, I can remember walking from my front door to my neighbor's backyard to jump on their trampoline, singing. And it was the TV theme songs, songs I'd hear on the radio, commercials. I was always singing. And in second grade, I joined the Chattanooga Boys Choir, and I stayed in there for 5 years. And when I was 17, my paternal grandfather died, and Dad got a guitar out of his house just as a memento. But when he brought it into the house, I couldn't not mess with it. Like it just drew me irresistibly. And I'm sure I drove him and everybody else in the house crazy learning to play it, but I stuck with it. And, you know, 24 years later, here I am.
Were you self-taught?
For the most part, I jammed with a bunch of people over the years, and I've learned a lot from the people I've played with, but I've never had any formal lessons on guitar, and I had vocal lessons in the Chattanooga Boys Choir. But as a guitarist and a bassist, no, I'm pretty well self-taught.
Impressive. Do you have a favorite song you'd like to play?
Man, that's a hard question. Yeah, I can't pick a favorite song. I mean, I've got a favorite band, and I can't even pick a favorite song by them. But although we are a five-piece electric band nowadays, we actually started as an acoustic duo with my wife and I. Oh, by the way, the rest of the band, my wife is our rhythm guitar player and handles most lead vocals. We all take turns on lead, but she's the primary lead vocalist. And my daughter from my first marriage is our keyboardist. And fun Scarlet Love Conspiracy trivia, she's blind. She's third generation. Her mother and her maternal grandmother, all three have retinitis pigmentosa. But she's a sophomore music major up at Lee University, and she's our keyboard player and sometimes trumpet player. And our drummer is a wonderful, wonderful drummer and killer singer, a lady named Kat Omley. And her husband, Eric, is a smoking hot guitar player and also a very good singer. So we're sort of a family band. We're like Fleetwood Mac with less bed hopping and cocaine. So, but the roots of the band were very much acoustic music. And one of the bands that my wife and I bonded over early on as a couple, or as friends, and then as a couple, and of course as musicians, was the Decemberists. And arguably my favorite song of theirs is Eli the Barrel Boy. So I'll do that one for you.
Okay, coming up next, Travis Kilgore.
This is a happy little number. When we're doing acoustic shows, we call this one being from the wrist cutting portion of the show. So.
Day. Below the tamaracks, he is crying. Corn cobs and candle wax for the buying, all down the day. What I could afford to buy my love a fine robe, made of gold and silk, Arabian thread. But she is dead and gone and lying in a pine grove. And I must push my barrow all the day. I must push my barrow all the day. Eli the barrel boy, when they found him, dressed all in corduroy, he had drowned in the river down the way. They laid his body down in the churchyard, but still when the moon is out with his push cart, he calls down the day, down the day. What I could afford to buy my love a fine gown, made of gold and silk, Arabian thread. But I am dead and gone and lying in the church ground. And still I push my barrow all the day. Still I I push my barrow all the day.
Was fantastic. That was a song by the Cimarus.
Thank you.
I'm gonna need therapy now.
I know, right? I mean,
Yeah.
his woman dies, he dies, then his ghost gets no peace. When I learned that song, I had to play it like for about an hour straight over and over again to get to where I could play it without crying. So,
So, what do you and your band have on the horizon as far as gigs go?
well, our next big thing on our horizon is we will be playing October 30th, the day before Halloween, at the Revelry Room downtown near Track 29, and we're going to be doing the music of the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah, but we're not just going to be set up and doing the music. If you come to the show, which you should come to the show, we're going to have a screen behind us, and the movie will be projected on a screen with the dialogue and everything, so you can yell your witty retorts to the campy dialogue, as always. But it's a special edit of the movie that our friend Philip Lucky, who I believe is a teacher here, did for us, and the songs have been edited out because we play them live in front of the screen. Now, a little bit of technical talk. They didn't use a metronome when they recorded the music, so the song speeds up and slows down on the soundtrack. So you can't use a soundtrack, so don't come expecting perfection. You know, we can't line it up exactly with the movie because of the way it was recorded, but perfection isn't the point. The point is to have a good time.
The point is to have fun.
Come dressed as your favorite character from Rocky Horror. If you don't have a favorite character and you just want to come dressed as your favorite Halloween character, whoever or whatever that may be, by all means, the point is to have fun. So we're going to be doing that October 30th, and then November 1st, we're going to be playing at the Haunted Market, at the Chattanooga Market, Sunday, down at the First Tennessee Pavilion, and we will undoubtedly be playing some Rocky Horror Picture Show tunes there, and some other fun Halloween-y covers, as well as our originals. You know, we do write original rock and roll music, and it's going to be a good time. So I encourage everyone within the sound of my voice to come to both shows, please. We will also, just slipped my mind, we will be at JJ's tonight. If anybody sees this tonight, the day of taping, we're going to be at JJ's Bohemia with Socro and the Dead Deads out of Nashville. Now, that is going to be a rock and roll show and a good rap show, too. Socro's a killer rap artist. I predict somebody is going to get drunk and make out with the mounted boar's head on the wall. I'm calling it right now. It's going to be one of those nights.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. That's typical for JJ's.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. I've been there. Okay, can you give us a little bit of the Rocky Horror Show?
I'll give Time Warp a try, although that requires a female vocal, so I ask in advance for your forgiveness for the female portion of the song.
I don't think it's going to be a problem. Travis Kilgore.
It's astounding. Time is fleeting. Madness takes its toll. Listen closely. Not for very much longer. I've got to keep control. I remember doing the time warp, drinking those moments when the blackness would hit me and the void would be calling. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. It's just a jump to the left, and then a step to the right. Put your hands on your hips. Bring your knees in tight, and it's the pelvic thrust. It really drives them insane. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. It's so dreamy. Oh, fantasy free me. So you can't see me. No, not at all. In another dimension with voyeuristic intention. station, well secluded. I see all with a bit of a mind flip. You're into the time slip, oh, and nothing will ever be the same. You're spaced out on sensation, like you're under sedation. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. Well, I was walking down the street just having to think when a snake of a guy gave me an evil wink. He shook me up and took me by surprise. He had a pickup truck and the devil's eyes. He stared at me and I felt the same change. Time meant nothing, never would again. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. It's just a jump to the left and then a step to the right. Put your hands on your hips, bring your knees in tight, and it's the pelvic thrust that really drives them insane. Let's do the time warp again. Let's do the time warp again. Say, does anybody know how to Madison?
I remember seeing that movie about 1982. Well, I don't remember seeing that movie in 1982, but I did see it in 1982. Travis, thank you very much. We definitely want you and your band to come back and see us.
Thank you so much. I've enjoyed my time here, and it was made all the more enjoyable by the fact that you were doing the time warp off the camera. That was the highlight, seeing the host of your show doing the time warp as if he has not a care in the world. Made my day.
When you look like this, you really don't have a care in the world. And you can catch us on the Communicator.online.com and on the brand new Wall TV. This has been Student Voice. Keep rocking, Chattanooga.
How do you do, I see you've met my faithful handyman. He's just a little brought down because when you knocked, he thought you were the candy man. Don't get strung out by the way I look. Don't judge a book by its cover. I'm not much of a man by the light of day, but by night I'm one hell of a lover. I'm just a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania. Oh, won't you let me show you around, maybe check out some sounds. You like you're both pretty groovy. But if you want something visual that's not too abysmal, we could take in an old Steve Reeves movie. I'm glad we caught you at home. Could we use your phone? We're really both in a bit of a hurry. Right. We'll just say where we are and then go back to the car. We don't want to be any worry. Well, you got, that's it.